Welcome everybody, this is a tutorial how to make Damson gin. You can make sloe gin using the same method, it's fairly straightforward. You only need a few ingredients. Ingredients got in front of us. Got the fruit, Damsons in my case, can use sloes as I say. Got gin as well, you don't need expensive gin, cheap but okay gin is fine. Sugar, caster sugar is probably best as it dissolves easiest. Going to need some kind of jar. I use large kiln jars, they're probably the best. This is taken apart at the moment, but we'll put it together later. You need to take it apart to sterilise it, which I'll show you how to do in a minute. You're going to need some kind of small paring knife. It's going to need to be sharpened. Just be careful how you use knives, obviously you don't want to injure yourself. Okay, the first step is to make sure the jars you're going to use are clean and sterilised. That's why I've taken them apart. Basically get the bits and pieces, the seal, the wire parts, put that in a pan of water, bring that to the boil, simmer that on a low heat for about 15-20 minutes. I'll just sterilise those parts. Then for the jars, an oven, put it on about 120, 140 degrees centigrade. Put the jars in the oven, put the tops in the oven as well. Leave them in there again, about 15-20 minutes. Be careful when they come out, make sure you're careful because they will be hot. And then just put them on the side to cool down. These have been out for about 5 and 10 minutes and they're still very warm. Just be careful handling the glass when it comes out of the oven. Also, obviously as well, be careful with the bits and pieces in the boiling water because again they will be hot, so the best thing to do is just drain it using a sieve and then let those cool down separately. The second thing to do is to clean the fruit. Basically get small handfuls. Just check the fruit's okay. Discard any bits of leaf or soft fruit or damaged fruit. Just give them a rinse in some cold water and then just put them to one side and let them dry out. The next step is to cut the fruit. This will release the flavour into the gin and the sugar. So get a piece of fruit and cut it across. Do the same across. So it's like a cross pattern in the fruit. It's difficult to do one-handed to video it. You should be able to see that. So it opens the fruit, place it in the jar, and I'm afraid this is going to take some time to do all of that fruit, to put it in there. So we'll come back to that in a minute once I've cut it all. Okay, after some time I've now filled the jar with Damsons, all of them are scored, reassembled the jar so that the lid is back on and it's ready to go, and we just need to add the other ingredients, which is the sugar and the gin. There's no precise measurement of how much sugar you want to put in, it depends on your taste really. So I'm going to pour it in at the top, just so it filters down. You can see how it layers at the bottom. That'll do for the time being. Looking at the sugar, roughly 150-200 grams it's gone in. So get the gin, put it in the top, and you'll see it dissolves the sugar as it fills up the jar. Again, it's difficult to precisely say how much gin you're going to need because it depends how much fruit you put in. But one jar should be filled up by roughly 1/700 milliliter bottle of gin. Just top it up so you can see you need to submerge all of the, excuse the fingers, all of the fruit under there, and then close the lid so it's airtight and watertight. Invert the jar. Be careful, obviously, when you do this. Shake it around a bit. What this does is two things. It dissolves the sugar, it moves the fruit around so you can see if there's any space in the top of the jar. Let's have a look. Yeah, you can see that space now for a bit more gin to be added. Just keep doing this until the sugar's all dissolved. I'll come back to that in a minute. Finally, we've now got to the stage where all the sugar is dissolved in the jar. At the moment the liquid is clear, but over time this will change and the liquid will go kind of a light red in colour, clear red, which is a sign that the fruit's mixing in with the gin. I'm making this today, which is the 21st of September. You need to leave it probably around 3 months before it adopts the taste and it tastes good. Clearly, when the 3 months are up, you need to taste the sugar, taste it, use a teaspoon to skim something off the top, see if it's right. It might need a bit more sugar to taste. You can leave it longer than 3 months. Often goes darker and more syrupy though, so 3 months is usually a good time, and then it's done.